Hello, and welcome to Life of Leebly. Today, I am going to be talking to you all about my 7 day cruise. I'm going to do a review on the Grandeur of the Seas. It is one of Royal Caribbean's cruise line, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion about it and let you know exactly what I liked and what I didn't like about it. So, if you're going to be traveling on the Royal Caribbean Grandeur of the Seas, I hope that you will listen to some of my pros and cons and take them into consideration when you are booking your travel. So, if you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes right here. Wrote down a few things that I wanted to say just so that I didn't um, forget anything. And so, just wanted to have my notes in front of me. So let me start off by saying that this was my first Royal Caribbean cruise ever. I am a Carnival girl. I absolutely love Carnival cruise ship lines. And so this was my first Royal Caribbean, and I was actually pretty excited about going on Royal Caribbean. So I went into this optimistic. I went into this hoping that this will be a really, really good cruise line for me. Um, Sadly, that was not the case for me. And I'm going to tell you why. So, first, this was a 7 day cruise. I've done 7 day cruises in the past. I'm pretty good with cruises as long as the entertainment and the activity is good. And so I was completely fine with this going on the 7 days, being away for that period of time. That was not an issue for me. We were porting at Costa Maya, Belize, Honduras, and Cozumel. So those were our four locations that we were cruising to, and I was good with that. I absolutely love the fact that we would be going to these locations, which is why I booked this cruise. So 7 days, I was good with that. It was from December 13th until December 20th. Um, I will say first off that out of all the stops, Belize was probably my favorite stop. I absolutely love going on the tour there. I liked the Rum Factory. I liked just learning more about their culture. Um, the actual ride from our cruise ship to the island, we had to like hop on another boat, almost like a ferry like. And I liked that ride. It was really good. And I enjoyed the shopping in the area. So that part was good for me. Um, so I would say out of all of the stops, Belize was my favorite. Um, in terms of my least favorite, I mean, Honduras was pretty boring, I would say. There wasn't a whole lot going on there. I did tour all of the islands, and I did go to the beach at each one of the places. So, love Belize, it was my favorite. Honduras being my least favorite. But getting back to Granger of the Seas, so Granger of the Seas is a very small boat, it's a very small ship. Um, with that said, the activities for me seem to be very limited as well. I mean, they had like games like bingo and things like that. Some of the other activities were more like movie, like guessing the movie and all of that. And I'm not really a movie person, I don't watch a lot of TV. So obviously, I did not participate in any of those activities. So the ship itself, very, very, very small cruise line, did not have a lot of activities. If you are someone that's traveling with kids, I would definitely say that this is not the ship for you. Did not have a lot of activity for kids. They did have rock climbing, but you had to be 6 years or older. And at the time, my child was 5. My niece is 2 and was 2, and my nephew was 5 as well. So they were not able to do rock climbing and they weren't able to do any of the other activities. There is an arcade room on board, and the arcade room literally only has one game, one video game, a car game, and it allows you to, play that one game, driving the car. But that is it. Arcade was super small. You literally walk in, there's the one game, and then you walk back out. Now, for us, we did not allow our kids to go to the quote unquote daycare. So I cannot tell you anything about the daycare. I don't have an opinion on that because we never allowed our kids to go there. I did see kids in that area, so they seem to be having a good time. But again, my child never went in there, neither did my niece or nephew, so I don't have an opinion on that. Um, so, just from my experience with Grandeur of the Seas, if you have kids, you may want to consider looking at one of Royal Caribbean other cruise lines if you choose to do Royal Caribbean. Now, in terms of the food, um, so the food in the buffet area, like on deck nine, is very mediocre. At best, I would say it's mediocre at best. But had a variety of food each day. Your hot dog, your hamburger, your French fries. They tried to do like maybe Caribbean style chicken or pork chops and things like that, which I did like, but it just did not. It wasn't the best for me. Now, the main dining, like dinner, was amazing, top notch. Okay, we had the best waiters. We had his name was Lloyd, and the assistant waiter was Tip. They were amazing, and they absolutely did everything that they could to make sure that our food came out very hot. It was fresh, and it was cooked to our liking, to our preference. So I really did like the main dining dinner. Now, on this particular ship, there are some specialty restaurants, and I did not try any of the specialty restaurants, so I do not have an opinion on those restaurants. I don't know how the food tastes in there, but there are options for like a Japanese steakhouse and some other high-end type restaurants. So if you're interested in that, look that up prior to, but I did not visit any of those restaurants. So now the spa area. I would say the spa area is very nice. I did go to the spa. I don't remember my masseuse name, but she did a wonderful job. It does cost quite a bit. I spent $279 on a 75-minute massage. It was good, but it does cost, okay? Um, and the one thing that I would say about the spa is that if you book a spa treatment, you have to go or you must cancel 24 hours in advance. If you do not cancel 24 hours in advance, they will charge you. So please remember, if you book and something comes up, you're not going to make it, you're not feeling well, you just don't want to go, you change your mind, whatever the case may be, please make sure you cancel your appointment 24 hours in advance. It's highly important that you do that because if not, they're still going to charge your room. Um, but outside of that, the spa was really great. I had no issues with that whatsoever. It was probably one of the highlights of my trip. So if you go back and look at my vlog, you'll actually see me sitting in the spa area waiting to get called back. So I do like the spa area on Grandeur of the Seas. It was really, really great. Now, the casino. The casino was probably where I hung out at most of the time, okay? Because this ship is so small, there is not a whole lot of other activities to do. So the casino is probably like the liveliest, the most where you're going to catch a vibe. I like casinos, I like gambling when I do go on cruise ships. So I had a good time in there. Um, what I will say about the casino is that it is smaller compared to other casinos that I've been at or excuse me, casinos that I have seen on other ships. So this one is completely smaller than that, but Still a good time. They did have tables. I play roulette. So if you are a table person, it is great. They do have that, and of course they have the slot machines. So um, casino was great. It is smaller compared to other casino areas, but again, it is a good trip. It's a good area to spend a lot of time in. Um, so if you've ever been on a cruise, you know that the rooms can be really small. But what I will say about Grandeur of the Seas is that the rooms were fairly okay. They did have a lot of storage areas, which I thought was really good. Um, However, the bathroom, although most bathrooms on cruises are really small, this one was really, really small. And the shower was really little. So much so that even a small person, like a tiny person, is probably going to have a little bit of a struggle with showering in this area. So, of course, the staterooms on any cruise ships is really there for you to sleep, and then when you go to the restrooms, do what you have to do and get out. It is not where you will spend a whole lot of time. And this one on Royal Caribbean is definitely one where you're going to just get in, do what you have to do, and then get out. It is really small. Now, one thing that I will say about the staterooms that was highly disappointing was the fact that there is no refrigerator in there. So if you have small kids and you need to refrigerate like something like milk or some type of food, there is no options for that. Okay, you probably will have to um, get some ice and maybe keep ice in the ice bin and cool your things that way. But sadly, there is no refrigerator in the staterooms. Um, and so that is kind of where what I would like to say about the stateroom. So moving on to the price. The price that I paid for this trip, I paid a little over $3,200 for 4 people. I was paying for my stateroom, which would have me and my son, and then my aunt's room, and she and my mom shared a room. So I paid for their room. So it was $3,200 for the 4 of us. And then my sister and her husband and their kids paid roughly about 1,700. So kids under, I believe, 2 are free. And then 5 is at a reduced rate, and then 2 adults. So they paid about 1,700. And I'm not sure about the rest of my family. This was a family trip. I just know about my sister's room and then my room and my mom and my aunt's room that they shared. So again, I paid about $3,200 for the 4 of us, that being 2 staterooms. And then when I say staterooms, I do mean interior. We did not have a ocean view or a balcony or anything like that. It was an interior room, and I paid about $3,200. Now I did want to be able to choose our room and choose what level we were on because I wanted us to all be on the same floor. So I did choose level 7 for all of us. But again, these were interior staterooms, and I paid about $3,200. Now, let's talk about some of the things that I did like about the ship. One, I like the fact that it was not crowded. In comparison to Carnival cruises, this cruise was not packed at all. We could walk, we could get our food in a timely manner. We could sit down at any time. We did not have to walk around and hunt for tables or anything like that. There was always room for us. There was always a place for us to sit, always a place for us to eat. So I did like the fact that, you didn't have to wait in long lines or anything like that. So that part I absolutely loved. And I love the service overall. So the people that work on this cruise ships is really, really, they're all really nice. really nice people, very polite, very professional, and they really do care about what you have to say and the things that you want. So, you know, I did like their professionalism. I did like their customer service. It was all appreciated for me. So if you go on Grandeur of the Seas, just know that from a level of customer service that you're going to get from either like your servers, your waiters, or anyone that's working on the cruise, superb. They have the best customer service. Overall, I would rate my satisfaction with this ship a 5.5 out of 10. I really did not enjoy myself that much on the actual ship. I had the most fun off of the ship. So I would say 5.5 out of 10 at best. This was probably the most boring ship I've ever been on, if I'm being completely honest. I was bored by day 2. So we left on Saturday. We cruised all day Saturday. We cruised Sunday, and then we were finally able to get off on Monday. But by Monday, I was completely bored and ready to get off of the boat. So I would say if you're someone who is young, or you like a lot of entertainment, you want things that's always going on, a lot of activities, this may not be the boat for you, the ship for you. I would try maybe Icon of the Seas or another one before trying Grandeur of the Seas. But if you're someone who likes to relax, you don't really care about a lot of the activities, you're just really going to enjoy yourself, this may be the cruise for you. I do think that the age bracket for this cruise will probably be somebody that's about 55 years and older, who do not care about a lot of activities. And that is my honest opinion. That is my review. So if anyone is going on Grandeur of the Seas, I hope that you will take the time to actually listen to and watch this video in its entirety. And hopefully you will take this into consideration when you're booking your cruise. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Let's keep the dialogue going. If there's anything that I did not answer that you have a question about, if you put it in the comments, I'll make sure to respond. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all for watching my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye.